Welcome to the 2017 Totem Hoop Classic Basketball Tournament and the men's championship game from Ross Sheppard High School in Edmonton. Tonight, the Lillian Osborne Legends take on the host, Ross Sheppard Thunderbirds. Good evening, friends. I'm Kevin Donnan, and I'm pleased to bring you the action of the men's championship game from Edmonton's birthplace of basketball, the T-Bird Gym, courtesy of ICU Video's broadcast coverage of this tournament. I'm honored to be joined by Steve Sir, our analyst for tonight's game, and I wish I was standing on something tonight. But Steve, you've played here at Shep. You've played at literally, every level all over the world. How special is this tournament for, the T-Birds to be in their own final?
I think it's awfully special. You get a chance to play in your own gym, especially a brand new one. You're going to play in front of some fans and some of your peers, your friends, and in front of family. And it's your tournament. So you got your logo on the floor. You got your name on the wall. You have all that stuff. So you want to come out and have a good showing, especially at the early part of the season. And you want to kind of set the tone for how the season's going to go for you and your team.
Big game tonight here from this newly renovated, it's been a 2-year project. The T-Bird Gym, of course, undergoing extensive renovations these past 2 years. And what a facility, as Steve has said earlier tonight during the women's championship game, this is one of the best gymnasiums in Western Canada. And really, the entire school has been reborn. And now the T-Birds, who were in last year's championship game, lost that game, of course, in a bit of a heartbreaker. But the T-Birds now want to start out their preseason the right way, and they do, with Maxwell Petrick, the grade 11 forward. 6'10", number 15. He'll be playing the 5 or the center. Here's number 5, Andre Nicolescu, the point guard for the Legends. Down low, and possession arrow changes as number 23, Matt Poulos, for the Legends, could not corral that pass in the paint. So glad you're along with us. The T-Birds lead this one 2-0. ICU Video's broadcast coverage of the Ross Sheppard Totem Hoop Classic Basketball Tournament. The pre-holiday, the pre-Christmas tradition here in Edmonton now in its 25th year. And there's some good defense by the Legends. Number 5, Nicolescu will push it up. Backed into the corner. He'll feed it down low. Kicks it back out. That's number 10, Relay Oramalade. And he drives the lane. Can't go. The rebound. And the possession arrow will stay for the Legends as number 9, Bradley Bright, had stepped on the baseline. So Legends retain possession here. And 24 on the clock. Steal by the T-Birds now. T-Birds want to establish a presence on their home floor here. Great move at the top of the key, and that's number 6, Grayson Youngs, driving the lane. We're going to be calling his name a lot. Of course, he is the son of T-Bird head coach Dave Youngs, and Grayson, a fantastic player in his own right, Steve.
Absolutely. There's a misconception at times with, you play for your dad. Yeah, but you know what? I've known Grayson since the day he was born, and I think Grayson is a heck of a player. And I think as you watch through the course of the night, you'll see it on the first move that he made. You'll see it some of the defensive plays he's already had in a young game. He's a really good player, always in the right spot, smart, shoots it. Good team defender. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch tonight.
Change of possession as McGough was guilty of the...
That's tough.
Of the foul there. Not really the foul, but the change of possession as he did the old carry over the ball over to McGough from three-point line, and it won't go.
Good pass.
T-Birds in their familiar powder blue, and there's Grayson Youngs with the bomb from the three-point line, and the Legends call a timeout here early. 7:50 to go. Early here in this first quarter. And of course, we talked about the T-Birds in their very familiar North Carolina blue. And Steve, you're no stranger to Ross Shep. Of course, you're a former player here, and Ross Shep has such a fantastic tradition when it comes to basketball, but this newly improved gym takes that to a whole other level, doesn't it?
I think it's a reflection on the success of the program over the last however long. I mean, Dave's Dave Youngs has been the coach here for 20 plus years. 5 provincial championships. He's had numerous players go on to play at high levels after leaving Shep. A lot of success.
Including yourself.
Sure, if you want to throw me on in there.
We'll throw you out there, we'll do that all night.
I think it's a great reflection on what this program has embodied over the years. I loved the old Shep gym. It was very nostalgic, very special, one of those old gyms that you just don't see much anymore.
It was a classic, yeah. It was, definitely.
And one of those really uncomfortable wooden chairs that slapped down, had no give in the back.
That's right.
Yeah, a floor that hadn't been redone in forever. But you know what? This is awfully special to see this new phase for the school and for the basketball program. I got to imagine for the guys that are on the floor right now, this is a very cool experience. So, I mean, for me, being an older guy, having played here, it's very cool to be a part of it.
And nice play by number 10, Relay Orimilade. Good work down low. He drives the lane, collects his own rebound.
Relay recently was at the Western Canada Age Assessment Camp that we held actually right here in this gym with Canada Basketball. He had a great showing in front of the Canada Basketball people. Relay's a guy that you definitely want to keep your eye on this year for Lillian Osborne. Is he smart player, good athlete, makes a lot of tough plays, so he's going to be one to watch this season and tonight for sure.
Madit Luith now kicks it back out to Grayson Youngs, number 6. He'll settle things down. The shooting guard here and a nice drive, but it won't go. That's number 9, Bradley Bright. Couldn't get it to go. Here's Orimilade in it. He'll shoot 2 after taking the foul. We'll get the number, and that is on number 1, Ater Magok. Here's Orimilade, who will shoot 2. So glad you're along with us on this ICU video procast of the 25th annual Totem Hoop Classic here from the, as we said, the palatial Ross Sheppard Gym. And we're so glad that we have our viewers with us, and especially those who've been with us all week. Of course, ICU video will cover any amateur sport, anywhere, anytime. And so glad to be a part of this tournament for the 2nd year now. And Ross Shep now in their 2nd championship game in a row, and big steal by the Legends. Kick back out. 3-point attempt, and it won't go. Big rebound by number 5. That's Nicolescu. Good ball movement by the Legends. Number 6, Dollywall on the near side. Back out to Dollywall, number 11. And the 3-pointer is good. Orimilade. And we've got a tie ball game, 7-7. So that quick timeout by Sonny Such, the head coach of the Legends, certainly called at the right time, even though it was incredibly early in the ball game. Settled down his team. Off the glass, won't go. Here's Orimilade now. He's going to drive the lane, and he draws the foul. That foul on number 6, Grayson Youngs. Orimilade will shoot 2 following the timeout here now by Dave Young. So both teams taking early timeouts. Is that a case of where the adrenaline starts to pick up? What is Dave Young's telling his team right now, Steve?
Well, settle back in. I mean, I think you could have almost guessed that the quickest team to start this thing would have been Shep. It's their tournament. They're excited. It's their final. To give Lillian Osborne credit, though, they took a quick timeout, regathered their thoughts, and they came back out and have gone on a little 7-0 run of their own. So I think for Dave, having played for him and knowing him quite well, he's just saying, guys, what we were doing at the beginning was we were moving the ball, we were getting everybody involved, and in these last couple minutes it's been a lot of one-on-one. So let's get back to moving the ball. Let's create for some other people as opposed to just be thinking about creating for ourselves. That's why Lillian Osborne's in the game. They started the first possessions just head down dribbling at the rim. Matching
7-point runs here by both teams. Shep came out. Grayson Youngs hit a big 3-pointer. Put the T-Birds up 7-0. Lillian Osborne calls the timeout. Right after the timeout, they peel off 7 points. So here we are, 7-7 with 6:12 to go here in the opening quarter. ICU Video's Procast coverage. of the Totem Hoop Classic basketball tournament. Want to congratulate everyone here at Ross Shep, the volunteers, faculty, staff, the athletic department for putting on such a wonderful show. From the kids out in the hallways who are helping out in terms of concessions and tickets and all. It's just such a great team effort by the school, and everyone here at Ross Shep deserves a big pat on the back.
Well, I think with with every tournament, the people who are working behind the scenes are never going to get the credit they really deserve. But I think, just like you mentioned, there's been a lot of people that are working very hard to make this a special weekend, and it all culminates in the final. So off to a good start.
Big block by Oramalade on McGock. Looked to be a loose ball foul there.
Yeah, he kind of held him up when he was going for the ball after the block.
Good defense there by number 12, Anderson Chan. 9 on the shot clock now. T-Birds now. No, nice little step over. That'll get the Uzinaz going. And that won't go. Number 3, Madit Luith with a little bit of showtime, a little bit of shake there. But to no avail. 8-7, Lillian Osborne leads this one by a single point. Number 5, Nicolescu, point guard for the Legends. Sends it over to number 23, the big fella, Matt Poulos. And the Legends lead by 3 here. Keon Moore. You'll hear his name a lot tonight. Grayson Youngs with a nice feed down low to number 15, Maxwell Petrick, and he makes no mistake as he's parked right under the rim and cashes in. Here we go now, Legends. That's Chan. Over to Dollywall, and he's rejected. Number 15, Maxwell Petrick with the big block, and now Luith will bring it up the floor to McGock. Hard to the rim nearly with the near dunk. Grabs his own rebound, kicks it back out. And the push-off called on Keon Moore, and both Dave Youngs and Moore are pleading their case. Number 8, Peter Deng checks in for the T-Birds, while McGock will take a seat on the bench. Youngs with a pretty good case there on the push for Moore. That was a little bit of a pedestrian push, but
pretty ticky-tacky.
It's early.
But yeah,
it's early.
Let's not get carried away.
We're only in the first quarter here, folks, and I'll tell you, the women's championship game, we had a chance to call that one. Nice move down low, but a good rebound by the T-Birds. It's number 8, Peter Deng, just fresh into the ball game. Here's Moore, number 4, directing traffic now. Kick it over to Grayson Youngs. Now back to Deng, tries to feed it down low. Here's Oramalade in a battle for the ball. Good hustle. Oramalade now with the steal for the Legends. And there's the collision by number 3, Madit Luith. And the foul. Legends lead 10-9. Good hustle here by Oramalade. And a foul that Luith pretty much had to take because Oramalade was going in uncontested. Here's Dollywall, number 11. Across the floor, but that's picked off and stolen by Deng, number 8. He'll come in and drive, take a big runner, and it'll go. Great play by number 8, Peter Deng. T-Birds lead 11-10.
It's interesting game so far, and you can still kind of tell they're feeling their way around this one. It's a quick pace. There's a lot of long limbs out there. A lot of people getting in the passing lanes, contesting shots.
Nicolescu with the step back won't go. Big rebound by Poulos, number 23, and the steal by Moore, and he'll go. And there's Oramalade. That ball will get tapped out of bounds. Number 9, Bradley Bright will check in for the T-Birds. Number 6, Aryan Dollywall will check in for the Legends. Matt Poulos, number 23, who's been extremely busy. He checks out number 11. Jaden Dollywall back in for Lillian Osborne.
Nice play.
Lots of changes. The outlet into Peter Deng. He's fouled and he'll shoot 2 with 3:07 to go. ICU Video's Procast coverage of the Totem Hoop Classic. Kevin Donnan along with Steve Sir. the Ross Shepp alum, also the San Diego State alum, the Northern Arizona alum. You got a lot of alums going on there.
Yeah, I just got a trail of dead bodies behind me, man.
I was going to say, and considering you've had such a busy career up until last summer, you were playing summer league ball with the Milwaukee Bucks. The sport of basketball has been very good to you in terms of you being able to not only see the world, but to learn a lot about the world, learn about your sport, and to bring it and to give it back too.
Well, I was, like a lot of guys who have had success in our area, I was the beneficiary of playing for some fantastic coaches. My dad was my first one. I played for Dave Youngs at Ross Shepp. I played for the late Phil Allen growing up. I really was the benefit of having some fantastic coaching at a pivotal point in my development. So when I see these young guys for Shepp playing for Dave, it makes me feel good because it's what I know and it's what worked for me, and it's what was a huge part in me learning to play the game the right way.
And, of course, Dave Young's one of the instrumental figures in terms of really setting up this tournament 25 years ago. Dave only joining Ross Shepp 26 years ago, but he was only here a year and saw the need and created a tournament that is now a big tradition, and that's a big-time play. Uriel Atigla of the T-Birds with the drive and the hoop. T-Birds lead by 5, 2:20 to go, first quarter. Lillian Osborne Legends in red, Ross Sheppard T-Birds in their familiar Tar Heel powder blue, if you will. Up by 3 now. Keon Moore, number 4 for the T-Birds, directing traffic. Got Deng in the corner, tries to go baseline, and the push by Deng, number 8, will change the possession arrow. Otter Magok will check back in. Madit Luith will come out for the T-Birds. And Oramalade. Be calling his name a lot tonight. Dollywall, number 6, down the baseline. Nice pass, kicks it out to Chan for 3, and hits. From beyond the three-point line, smooth shot by Anderson Chan, number 12. Tie ball game, 15-15 from the T-Bird Gymnasium. This beautiful facility recently reopened. T-Birds can't corral the rebound, and there's the charge on Oramalade. That's on Keon Moore. That was right in front of our broadcast position, and Oramalade is pleading his case, and
not going to do much for him, I think.
I think that one was a pretty decent call. Number 9, Bradley Bright now.
It was tough because it looked like Keon was moving his feet a little bit, but he did beat him to the spot. So you got to be careful.
Corner 3 that won't go. It's one of those things where that extra, that extra little step. Maybe he was moving, maybe he wasn't, but it's it's tough to call when you've got athletes that are moving that quickly. But it was the right call. Here's 11. Jaden Dollywall will inbound now for the Legends. Referees having a chat with Nicolescu and looks like Magok there as they were battling for position. Here's Dollywall. He'll drive, little runner, the little left-hander, and a nice shot by number 11, Jaden Dollywall. Final minute here of the first quarter, an entertaining first quarter here from the T-Bird Gym.
Nice pass.
And there's the easy lay-in for Bradley Bright.
Keon Moore has that ability. He's really strong at breaking guys down off the dribble, and him being able to find guys when he brings help is a big thing for this Shepp team. So if guys get to the right spot, I know that Keon will find them. They just got to keep that ball moving.
There's a long pass, and there's the lay-in by Magok, the assist to Peter Deng, and a little bit of showtime by the T-Birds now as they're content to run. About a 1 second difference on the shot clock here for the Legends. Dollywall loses his feet. They get tangled up, but Lillian Osborne will retain possession with 14 seconds to go in this opening quarter. 1 second differential on the shot clock for the Legends. course, Lillian Osborne, one of those new schools out in the Southwest. And the lay-in by Aryan Dollywall. Nice little move to drive the lane. And the Legends here with a bit of a press here in the final second. And it won't go. Number 2, Uriel Atigla. And you know what? 19-19 at the end of the first quarter, Steve. You got to be. This has been a very entertaining quarter.
Yeah, it's been a lot up and down. We haven't seen a lot of methodical play yet. But hey, I mean, you got athletes on both sides of the ball with Lillian Osborne, as you're seeing with some of these clips. Well, maybe not that one, but we would say if you see these guys, they're pushing it at the rim. They're forcing guys to make decisions. And one of the things that they're doing a good job of is they're trying to bring the help. And we've seen some good examples of guys bringing that help and then being able to find people for some open shots. Right here's a good example of they're getting into the paint, kicking it out, getting a wide open 3, feeder set. Keon drives right down here and finds Bradley for a little dump off. So you're seeing guys push the envelope of attacking the rim, and you're seeing guys playing that aggressive style that I think both coaches want them to play. Really nice finish here to go into the second quarter. So I got to imagine you're going to see a lot more of that in the second quarter. I think it makes for an entertaining game. On defense, I think guys probably need to look to push players to certain spots a little bit more. I'm not really sure where Shep or where Lillian Osborne is forcing right now on defense. Now, maybe they're forcing left hand, maybe they're forcing middle or baseline, but you usually are going to look to where you're pushing the ball, and we're seeing a lot of penetration going to the middle, which is usually a no-no. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in this quarter, who adjusts to what.
There's a great shot from Dave Foley of our newly renovated T-Bird gym. And, of course, you know what? I mean, you're probably thinking these two guys are crazy. It's just a gymnasium. Well, it's not just a gymnasium. I mean, the renovations have been a 2-year project. Yeah. And, the students, I mean, everyone must be so proud because, as we were talking about, this is a truly transformed facility. And, of course, this is a 60-year-old high school. It was opened in 1957. Mm-hmm. So there's lots to celebrate here at Ross Shep. It's a big year, and this is such a big tournament for Capital Region basketball and a great showcase for the T-Birds, not only their team, but for this gymnasium. Now here's Nicolescu on the turnover. He'll try and drive, and a big rejection. Number 9, Bradley Bright.
You saw Lillian Osborne come out in a little bit of a zone, and that you could tell through the T-Birds for a little bit of a loop. And then, hey, they kept with what they were doing well in the first quarter. They pushed that ball right up the floor. The T-Birds are getting themselves in a little bit of trouble where guys are running to half court, standing flat-footed, and that ball's coming at them on a downhill. So they got to be thinking, I have to make sure that I'm protecting the basket and I'm stopping the ball. But, if I'm just going to stand flat-footed at half court, I'm probably going to get beat because that guy has a good head of steam.
Nicolescu makes his 2. Legends up by 2. Here's McGock now, drives the baseline. Beautiful little left-hander. Left-handed lay-in right down the baseline, and hard to beat when you've got a young fella who's 6'4" and who can move that quickly. He makes that baseline move look pretty easy.
Atur is a very good athlete, good ball player. He's had a little bit of bad luck with injuries over the last year or two. But, man, when he's healthy, again, he can get into that lane quick, strong, and aggressive. So, you're going to see a lot more of that tonight.
Step back 3 won't go. Dollywall with the big block on Moore. There's the three-pointer by McGock. And so McGock driving the baseline, shooting threes. Very versatile player for the T-Birds.
Yep, he just showed it right there. He had a great take along the baseline.
Oh,
and then he gets out there and he hits a 3.
There's Ora Malati driving the lane, but getting back to Ater McGock. There's the replay of Ora Malati, but McGock doing it really from the outside and down the baseline. Mm-hmm. And of course, McGock, a key player along with Keon Moore. Both of these players played in the championship game last year. Of course, in your grade 12 year, you always want to finish. We always want to fill the trophy case a little bit. So this is a big night for Otter McGock and for Keon Moore. Of course, Keon Moore was such a catalyst for this Shep team last year in that heartbreaking loss in the men's final. So T-Birds have something to prove tonight. There's a nice, beautiful spin move by Peter Deng. in the lane. Here's Oramolade. He'll try and drive it. Kicks it back out to Nicolescu. And he hits from downtown. And that'll tie this game at 26. Just over 8 minutes to go in this seesaw battle, and Keon Moore with the hoop and the harm. He draws the foul on that drive. And we'll get this replay in just a second as Keon will shoot one following the bucket. And now for Lillian Osborne, number 23, Matt Poulos checks back in at the 5. So maybe Lillian Osborne content to slow things down a bit, Steve.
Maybe. They still, even on that last possession, Rele punched it into the middle. He was able to kick it out for an open 3. I think you're going to see a lot of both of these teams just taking what the defense gives them. I don't think they're going to pass up open shots. I don't think they're going to stop being aggressive attacking the rim, so it's going to be interesting. Maybe they do slow it down a little bit. Shep is throwing this press on him to slow it down, but then they forget that the basket's what you're supposed to be protecting, so you can't leave the guy wide open underneath to shoot layups, that's for sure.
Shep presses, and Matt Poulos converts. Good ball movement by the Legends, and now the turnover by Shep. So this is a seesaw battle, Steve, and we don't call it the Totem Hoop Classic for nothing. And we've got a good one here. We had a great one earlier this evening.
Yep.
53-49. The Aiden Bowman Bears won the women's championship. Here's Anderson Chan from 3-point from the line. Oh, and good work by Matt Poulos to battle down low, but it won't go. Nicolescu now nearly collides with Dollywall. He'll send it back out, and they'll slow things down with a near full clock. Aaron Malade takes a shoulder. He collides with number 3, Madit Luith. Kind of a collision here. Well,
he might have made a little theatrical.
I was going to say it looks like I think Lillian Osborne has a drama department.
A strong one from the looks of it. A strong one. An underrated drama department.
And you know what? Every good high school needs a drama department.
Everybody does.
Whether it's in the gym or on the stage.
Yep, never discount a good drama
department. That's right.
Yeah.
And never discount a big man who's got soft hands like Matt Poulos, who lays it in from a couple of feet.
But you know what? Hey, that's part of the game. I mean,
absolutely. You've got to draw fouls.
You got to draw fouls, and sometimes you need to put a little bit extra on it. I'm not a huge fan of flopping, but I don't think that was a flop.
No, not at all.
I think it was just a little bit of the look what's happening, and you get the ball back and get a bucket. So we're not really going to argue with what it created. That was a nice little take there to get to the line.
Absolutely. Number 3, Madit Luith with a good, strong, powerful move down the lane. That won't fall. Dave Young's talking to Tara McGough. T-Birds down 1, 7:05. Glad you're along with us. Want to thank everyone for tuning in. Our friends from Lillian Osborne, from Ross Shep, even our viewers from all across the World Wide Web on YouTube. We're so glad that you're with us here in this men's championship game of the 2017 Totem Hoop Classic. Shep now with the full press now. 9 on the shot clock. Nicolescu looking for Dollywall off Grayson Young's, but 5 seconds on the shot clock for Lillian Osborne for the Legends. And we've got number 15, Maxwell Petrick, checking back in, the big fella at the 5. That's in answer to what Matt Poulos has been able to do.
Yep.
7 seconds, check that on the shot clock. They added 2. And there's Dollywall for Oramolade. He's got to get one up. And there's the charge, and that's the offensive foul. And we talk about drawing fouls. Here's how you do it.
That's
right there.
Good on Max standing in there, not trying to make a play on the ball as much as just stand your ground and take the contact. And that's a long way to, big tree fall hard. So
that's you bet, man. And big tree score from down low. Maxwell Petrick, I'll tell you, big play on defense, good defensive play to draw that foul. And then at the other end of the floor, he cashes in to give the T-Birds a 1-point lead. There's really been, Shep started on a 7-0 run. Then Lillian Osborne responded with a 7-0 run. And now, with 6:17 to go in the half, we're 31-30. Ross Sheppard T-Birds here in the men's final, the men's championship game.
It's definitely been a game of runs, huh?
It has.
We see one push and then another.
Absolutely. Momentum has shifted, really. I mean, possession to possession. There's a nice move down the lane and a big block by number 23, Matt Poulos. Legends now. Here's Nicolescu. Good battle with McGough now. He'll try the baseline. Kicks it back out to Dollywall. And to Poulos, and he gets it done from down below. Good feed for number 6, Aryan Dollywall.
Aryan played for the U15 Alberta provincial team this past summer. Was, again, strong player for them. Smart player. Was able to get in there kind of off a broken play and make something happen. No, he's the guy that you definitely want to keep your eye on, only a 10th grader.
Number 3, Madit Luith. Got caught with his foot on the sideline. Keon Moore going to check back in. Luith will take a seat. Now number 6, Aryan Dollywall. Hasn't left the floor yet. Here's Nicholas. Check that. That's Anderson Chan, who's had a big three-pointer in this game. Nicolescu now, 8 on the shot clock. He'll cross over, kick it back out to Chan. Over to Poulos. He lets it, releases just in time. And the T-Birds will take over. Here's Moore, near side. Oh, what a move by Moore. Draws the U's and ahs here. There's down in the lane. It's number 9, Bradley Bright. Driving. Foul on number 11, Jaden Dollywall. Non-shooting foul. Keon Moore from the baseline out to Grayson Youngs. Shooting guard for the T-Birds. Here's Moore now. Kicks it back out to Bright. Bright back out to McGough, and he gets it. Nice. Three-pointer for McGough.
Little shooter's bounce.
Gets the T-Bird. Well, you might as well you've got to get that bounce. You better get that bounce in your own gym. Here's Dollywall, who'll answer back. Won't go. McGough with the rebound. T-Bird's going to run. Here's Young. Oh, beautiful move. Down baseline, and wow. Grayson Youngs. Just on athletic ability alone, that got a reaction from the crowd, and what a play by number 6 of the T-Birds. And that's the kind of play that not only gives your team a lift, but when you can force the other team to call a timeout, you know you've done something pretty substantial. So hopefully we can get another look. Sonny Such, the head coach. Here we go. A couple of these replays here, and that nice little runner by Dollywall, number 6. And here's with that great power move earlier.
Easy. By
McGough right down it makes it look easy.
Easy.
And then right there, McGough, the next possession, comes back with the 3. And the T-Birds right now with a 4-point lead, 36-32 here in the second quarter. 4:10 to go in the half. Kevin Donnan with ICU Video's Procast coverage of the 2017 Totem Hoop Classic. I'm very pleased to be joined by Steve Sir, our analyst, who's a Shep alum. He's played in NCAA Division I, played all over the world in terms of basketball. And, Steve, one thing about ICU Video, this is the first time we have procasted basketball through this tournament, and we're very proud to be part of it. And with our friends here at Raw Shep, Dave Youngs, Brian Baczynski. I know I'm leaving out a couple of other people, but if you know what, ICU Video, we'll cover any amateur sport anywhere. We provide live coverage of the Edmonton Wildcats and Huskies football. We do coaching video for football. We literally will do anything and everything. And as the sideline reporter for football, I'm really glad to be in the Ross Shep gym.
Sure, yeah.
It's such a great place to be because I'm not freezing.
I was going to say that, but it's a little warmer in here.
Yeah, it's a little nicer than my regular sideline gig. Can sometimes be a little bit crazy weather-wise, so this is perfect for me.
Yeah, there's no seeing the breath in the basketball gym.
That's right.
Yeah, we keep it pretty neutral for that.
You bet.
Yeah.
T-Birds now off the turnover. Madit Luith. Here's Keon Moore. He'll try for 3, and that's a little bit short.
A little.
And Moore, you know what happens when you miss one from beyond the arc, and if you don't make contact, you're gonna you're going to hear that.
There's
that three-letter word every shooter hates to hear.
Yeah. It's just
it's a good thing you didn't hear it. You never heard it that much. So.
I didn't. Yeah, I not a ton.
No, not a lot.
But
based on your stats, you never heard the word air too much.
No, not a ton. But you still
happens.
have your day.
That's
Every
right.
now and then you have your day.
That's right. Here's Luith now. Both teams can't convert. Here's Grayson Youngs from three-point line. Petrick tries to corral that rebound, but he's fouled. We'll see who the foul's against. It's either on number 23, Poulos. It's actually on number 5, Andre Nicolescu for the Legends. So Maxwell Petrick will shoot 2 with 3:05 to go. T-Birds up by 4, 36-32.
Max has a pretty interesting story. Max has played basketball for about 2 years. He came to a Christmas basketball camp that myself and Dave Youngs actually put on in the old Ross Shep gym. We'd never seen him, didn't know what was going on. This huge kid just walked through the door, and he was so raw, you didn't even know where to start. He has worked so hard over these last 2 years.
Oh, boy.
And made himself into a player just through effort and determination. Seeing a guy like Max do well really makes your heart swell because he has made himself a player.
And he'd love that one back, the big 6'10".
I jinxed him.
That's right, the 6'10" center, only in grade 11, so he's still got a lot of basketball left to go. And like you say, he does not look like a kid who's only played for 2 years.
No, and he's the kind of kid that when we had our Western Assessment Camp with Canada basketball, he's a guy that came in here, blocked shots, rebounded, ran the floor hard, defended well. And all of a sudden, a kid who wasn't playing ball 2 years ago is now on Canada basketball's radar. This is a guy that could be getting, if things go the right way.
Look, sure.
Yeah, a national team invite. So, it just, if anything, it points out to people, look what happens when you work hard. Look what happens when you put the time in consistently over 2 years. And, Max, he's reaping the benefit of it.
Tara McGough with the bucket. T-Birds open their biggest lead of the game by 8, 40-32. Of course, they started this game on a 7-0 run. Lillian Osborne responded with their own 7-0 run, and now nearly hit a 3, but to no avail. Medit Luith brings the ball back up the floor.
Game kind of shifted when Max came back in.
Absolutely. Things started to slow down, and now they're starting to feed the ball down low. Tara McGough with his second bucket in as many possessions here, 2 in a row. And here's Anderson Chan, the sharpshooter, the shooting guard for the Legends. Here's Nicolescu at the 1, the point guard. Shot clock winding down. Near steal by the T-Birds, and the possession arrow changes as the T-Birds will take over, 1:15 to go, and their biggest lead of the ball game, 42-32.
Little bonus situation.
That is a bonus foul, you bet. So McGough, number 1, will take the shots for, check that. Grayson Youngs, number 6, will take the shots for the T-Birds. This is, of course, the silver anniversary of this pre-holiday tradition. 25 years ago, this tournament began as the preseason tip-off of Edmonton's annual high school basketball season, and it's a great test for coaches and players as they prepare for the hard work and the rigors of the regular season, and just a great opportunity for the great sport of basketball to be celebrated. And we like to call it here at ICU Video, we started calling it the birthplace of basketball in Edmonton, and it's hard to argue. I know there's probably some Vic and some JP people that will give us a hard time, but certainly Ross Shep has got a basketball tradition that, hard to argue with it being the high school for basketball in this city. Here's Poulos and Petrick battling down, and Poulos draws the foul from Petrick. Here we go. Good battle between the big guys.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Poulos giving up certainly a bit of a height advantage, but in terms of size, these two could be in for a long night with each other. And pretty good touch by Poulos, but Poulos and Petrick are going to get to know each other very, very well through the rest of this contest as we wind down this first half. 1:01 to go. And a steal here by the Legends. Good hustle by Dollywall, number 11. Over to number 6, Aryan Dollywall. Trades things back with Jaden. Nicolescu, number 5, directing traffic. He'll turn, spin, try the baseline, and won't go. Poulos. A little bit of a battle over possession, but it will remain for Lillian Osborne. Fresh clock, 24. 43 seconds left in the quarter. Fresh clock for the Legends, a fresh 24. Here's Dollywall, number 11, to Oramalade. Oramalade's had a quiet second quarter. And the carryover. Oramalade accused of picking that one up.
Yeah, I think he rightfully accused.
Keon Moore now.
The guy's got to be careful with this because they dance a little bit with the ball, and you get that hand underneath there.
Grayson Youngs drives and picks up the foul.
What I like about what Gray did there is he just made his mind up, and he took a good angle, and he went right to the hoop. So you got to either put a ref in a position to make a call, or you just have to accept that you maybe missed a layup. But what Gray did there was he didn't. You want to call it banana it. You don't loop around to the basket. You go straight line to the basket. So that for a defender, that's awfully hard to not want to put your hands on somebody and hold them up. So for Gray, I mean, who's a very good shooter, get to the rim, force the action, put yourself on the line, get 2 points on the board.
T-Birds would love nothing more than to go into the room with this kind of lead, 13 points. About a 2-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Here's Oramalade. Good defense by Grayson Youngs. Oramalade steps back, and it won't go. And the rebound here for the T-Birds. Final seconds. Here's Youngs.
Should have shot it.
And there's the nearly goes, number 11, Jaden Dollywall. And that will bring the first half to a close here in the men's championship game of the 2017 Totem Hoop Classic. ICU Video's procast coverage of this pre-holiday basketball tournament. Here in the men's championship game, the first half, the Ross Shep T-Birds lead 46-33 over the Lillian Osborne Legends. And when we return, we'll have second half action for you in just a few moments from the Thunderbird Gym in Edmonton. Stay tuned, stay with us. We'll have second half action of this fantastic men's championship game in just a few moments. Stay with us. Good evening and welcome to the Thunderbird Gym here at the half. The Ross Sheppard T-Birds lead the men's championship game here at the 2017 TOTEM Hoop Classic, and I am joined by the principal of Ross Shepp. It is so great to have you with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And walk us through, just how proud you are of Rick Polich. Of course, how long have you been principal here at Shepp?
This is year 5 for me, but
okay, great.
I've been at the school for 30 years,
so you're no stranger to this tournament. First of all, congratulations to the staff, students, and faculty for doing such a great job. There's such a great energy around the school. Congratulations on that, and it's got to be a really great tribute to your students.
Well, the students and staff are fantastic. I mean, I couldn't be more proud, and actually I'm humbled to be principal here. I mean, they're fantastic, and I can remember the inception. Well, 28 years ago, we started what was called the Pepsi preseason tournament, and then it morphed into 25 years ago the Totem Hoop tournament, and the philosophy was that we really wanted a preseason tournament where coaches could work on systems, students could, or the players at least, could work on their skill development, team chemistry. That was a key thing to build that team chemistry, and again, sportsmanship and fun. And the 25th. I have to admit, it was very, very impressive. Our kids, they love hosting, they love their school, and they love the spirit of We Are Shepp, and that's what it's all about.
Now, we've talked about it all night, but this gymnasium, I mean, last year we had the privilege of shooting this game last year in the small gym, and everyone said, well, wait till next year. Just wait till you get in this renovated facility, and what an amazing, congratulations on this as well.
Well, thank you. I don't want to sound like a homer, but this truly is a spectacular facility. I mean, from what it was, and I mean, the design is fantastic. So in 1956, with this design, it truly was a spectacular gymnasium. But what we've been able to do to this facility, and then also our North Gymnasium, we just added that 2 years ago. So we've got 2 first-grade facilities to. We hope to be hosting provincials and not only basketball but volleyball, and of course, the pride that's developed in this building. The kids just absolutely love it and respect it, which is the main thing.
Well, we sure want to thank you for joining us tonight. Congratulations on this tournament. Congratulations on the silver anniversary, and good luck the rest of the way to your T-Birds. They're up by 13, and we'll have second half action for you in just a few minutes. Thanks for joining us, and best of luck with the rest of the school year. Thank you. And we'll be back in just a few moments with the second half of the 2017 Men's Championship game. Thank you, sir.
Great. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Welcome back to Ross Sheppard High School in the 2017 Totem Hoop Classic Men's Championship game. The Ross Sheppard T-Birds lead this contest 46-33 over the Lillian Osborne Legends. But as we saw in the Women's Championship game earlier tonight, Steve, anything can happen in high school basketball, and let's take a look at some of these highlights. I'm Kevin Donnan along with Steve Sir here for ICU Video's Procast of the Totem Hoop Classic, and it's a very, you know what, it was a great first half. The T-Birds sort of opened things up late in that second quarter, though.
Yeah, you saw them use their length. They got out in the open floor a little bit. You're going to start and see Max with a good finish over top. When the game slowed down a little bit for Shep, Gray with a nice take there to the bucket. When the game slowed down for Shep a little bit more, you started to see them use their depth and wear down Lillian Osborne. Lillian Osborne started going to a lot of pick and roll on the side. They started the game well. I mean, you see right here a nice old-fashioned set shot right off the floor, but a lot of guys getting to the rim, forcing the action, especially early on. Once it settled a little bit, and a little more of a flow to the game developed, you started to see maybe not as many driving gaps open up for guys, but a little more stuff come out of the flow, come out of the rhythm of it, moving the ball around the side and opening up some a few more penetration lanes. Right there is a good drop-off from Keon to Bradley. So over the course of the game, I think you're going to see – it'll be interesting to see these first couple minutes as Lillian Osborne come out with a lot of energy, kind of like in our first game with St. Albert when they have to come out and make that push to show that everyone, hey, we're still here. Or does the Shep keep doing more of the same of what got them this lead right now? It'll be interesting. You're going to need to get a big start from Lillian. They can't come out and sleep for the first 2-3 minutes.
Well, and certainly Dave Young's talking to his Chargers with a 13-point lead. It'll be interesting to see how they respond. I mean, obviously, Ross Shep, late in that second quarter, was able to kind of stretch the floor a little bit and really start driving the lane a little more. As you mentioned, when they brought in Max Petrick, the big man, the 6'10" center from grade 11, the T-Bird number 15, the big guy, when they brought him back out on the floor, he was out for a few minutes in the second quarter. But things started to slow down, and at the same time, they were able to make some big plays. So it's going to be interesting to see what we've got here in this second half. Mm-hmm. The T-Birds have a 13-point lead, but, as we saw in the Women's Championship game with Aiden Bowman, and we want to absolutely congratulate the Aiden Bowman Bears for the women's title.
You can see that no lead is safe, though. I mean, this is going to be one of those things where you hit 2 or 3 shots, and then all of a sudden you're right back in this thing. So for the Lillian Osborne guys, you want to see aggressive on the glass, closing down some passing lanes. I think what they're doing right here is a good start. You're pushing the action.
Great play by number 11, Jaden Dollywall, down the baseline. And Lillian Osborne has the first points of this second half. And there's the battle we were talking about. Number 23, Matt Poulos of Lillian Osborne in red, against number 15, Max Petrick, number 15 for the T-Birds. The battle of the big men down low. And possession will stay with Shep in this case. Goes off the hands of number 11, Dollywall. Number 3, Madit Luith will inbound for the T-Birds with an 11-point lead. Here are the opening moments of this third quarter. So glad you're along with us. Kevin Donnan with ICU Video, and our pleasure to have Steve Sir as part of the ICU Video family joining us as our analyst tonight. Here's Dollywall, number 11, thought about taking the shot. Grayson Youngs with good defense, big block, and the offensive foul as number 9, Bradley Bright of the T-Birds, draws the foul. Good defense by Bright, number 9. And Luith will inbound for the T-Birds. Osborne now. You knew this was going to come eventually. The Legends are going to press a little bit here off the start.
Nice
try and push the defense. What a beautiful, whoa! And no luck there for Grayson Youngs on that beautiful cut to the basket. Textbook play on how to beat the press. Mm-hmm. Ball just couldn't finish.
Now Lillian Osborne's kind of gone into a little bit of a flex here. They're doing a little cross screen, down screen action to get a little movement away from the ball. You're hearing the Shep bench yell out, get to your help side, good pass.
There's a pass to Petrick. He can't convert. Oramalade with the defense. And for the Legends, if they're going to come back in this game, Oramalade's he really has to be the catalyst for Lillian Osborne. And a nice little shot by Jaden Dollywall. He gets it to fall. Nice play along the baseline. And Lillian Osborne continues this 3-2. Now they go back to man. They were pressing now. Oh, nice play by Otter McGock, and number 9, Bradley Bright, can't keep that ball in bounds.
This is where Lillian Osborne has a little bit of a window here, because when Shep started to get away from what they were doing well in the first half, it was when the ball started getting dribbled a lot and it started staying in one spot. So if you're Lillian right now, you have to try and make a push, because Shep's gone away from the moving the ball, attacking the lanes, and a lot more of the dribble stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what Lillian can get done here.
And these Dollywall brothers for Lillian Osborne making an incredible impact. That one won't go for Nicolescu, and possession goes to the T-Birds. Keon Moore checks in for Ross Shep. McGock will take a seat on the bench. Dave Youngs will have a chat with him. And the T-Birds will bring the ball up the floor, up by 9. 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter, the opening quarter of the second half, I guess I was trying to say, but 7:08 here. T-Birds up by 9. Of course, Ross Shep hosting this tournament for 25 years.
Not bad.
The pre-Christmas tradition here in Edmonton. Here in Edmonton's birthplace of basketball. Here's Moore down by the baseline, tries to kick out. Petrick now with the little baby hook that won't go. Oh, there's Bradley Bright. Nicolescu with some relentless defense. Now Petrick. We'll get the call there. Change in possession.
A little too much dribbling from Shep right now. The ball's staying in one spot, and guys are kind of pounding the air out of it. So, again, this is Lillian's opportunity. You're down 9. You can be down 7 or 6 if you make the right play. So this is their chance. But
men's championship game, Totem Hoop Classic. Lillian Osborne Legends in red. Ross Shep in that familiar powder blue. That won't go. I think that was slightly tipped. Here's Bright, number 9, to Grayson Youngs.
Very nice.
And what a pass, what a finish. And a great play by the T-Birds, who go up by 11, 48-37. Here's Oramalade. If the Legends are going to come back, it's going to be up to him.
George.
And he gets the call against him on the charge. And Oramalade will check out of this one. Nicolescu will come right back in. Nicolescu didn't even have time to dent the chair, and he's back up. 6:05 to go here in this third quarter.
I'm sure he's happy. Everyone wants to play.
Absolutely.
Everyone wants to play.
But it was also great to have Rick Pollich, the principal of Ross Shep, who, as he mentioned, he's been with the school for 30 years. So he's been a part of every one of these, and what an extremely proud administrator, and so proud of his students and staff and faculty, and just a great environment here at Shep, and some pretty relentless play there by number 9, Bradley Bright, as he wasn't going to be denied, and he extends Ross Shep's lead to 13, but Andre Nicolescu cuts that lead to 10 with that three-pointer for the Legends. Big steal now, and there's Poulos taking a bump from Keon Moore, and bit of a collision there between Moore and Poulos. Good battle for the ball. Here's Dollywall, he'll inbound. That's Aryan Dollywall, number 6. Looking across the floor. And here's Moore now on the steal. He's got Louith, and there's the lay-in. And a beautiful finish by Madit Louith, who's had a strong game for the T-Birds. Their lead back at 12. Here's Nicolescu now. Screen set by Poulos. Nicolescu with the nice pass into the corner, and it just won't go. Keon Moore now. And we'll see possession goes to Ross Shep. That battle for the ball between Bradley Bright and number 11, Jaden Dollywall. So Ross Shep maintains possession. Keon Moore will inbound. Number 2, Uriel Otigla checks back in. He was on in the first half. Keon Moore checks out. But Otigla, good role player for the T-Birds in that first half.
Yep.
Had a couple of big buckets. Grayson Youngs now down to Petrick, number 15. Backs up his man. And they get Petrick on the travel, the big fella. Just that extra little step. So timeout called here by Lillian Osborne. And you know, we had Rick Pollich, the principal of the school, on, and you were talking about, tell us a little bit about the formation of this tournament 25 years ago and how Dave Youngs, how this tournament came to be.
Well, in talking to Dave and hearing from some other people too, back in 1991, there was a tournament called the KFER tournament, and it was a citywide tournament that was held over about a week or a week and a half. And it just stopped. So for Dave, he was brand new at Ross Shep. He had a need to play in another tournament. They didn't have anything back then that they were getting into. So he went to a couple other organizers, and he singled out Sherry Melney and Sue Campbell and said, hey, we need to put something together. And Sue Campbell had done a lot of work with the Vic tournament. So she came over and I guess really helped to take off.
The world famous the Redmen tournament,
Absolutely.
Of course, the other big tournament in town.
Absolutely. So they organized a breakfast. I remember this from when I played in Totem Hoop. They had a night on Friday night where you got to go to the Wested Water Park. They had the whole water park blacked off, and you were able to get in there with the other teams, which was a great and pretty unique part of the tournament. But, you know, again, 25 years of anything really speaks to all the hard work that people have done since, but especially in the beginning to lay the foundation. So you got to really tip your hat to people like Dave and Sherry and Mr. Pollich and Sue Campbell who put in the time, and you know, who knows what they thought in the beginning, but 25 years of a tournament is a fantastic legacy for anybody.
Just going to say, you don't get to 25 years by accident. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of great dedication. Here's Dollywall now. He's going to drive the lane, steps back, rejected by Otter McGock, who had a bit of an extended break on the bench, but boy, does he look fresh now. Here's McGock with the layup. It won't go now, the battle for the ball, and Peter Deng with the putback. Grayson Youngs had a crack at it, wouldn't go, but Deng finishes that play off. Here's Nicolescu now. Anderson Chan with the big three-pointer early on. Here's Poulos at the top of the key. Here's Oramalade. He'll take it, and he'll miss badly from up there, but Nicolescu gathers up that rebound and gets the bucket. So 12-point lead now. 3.5 to go here in the third quarter. Here's Deng, number 8. Here's Grayson Youngs back at the top of the key. He'll try and drive down to Max Petrick down below, and he's fouled. And he will shoot. No, it is looks to be a non-shooting foul. Adigla will inbound. So Petrick was not in the act of shooting. T-Birds up by 12. Great look from Matt, our camera guy, down in the corner. And there's a nice, easy lay-in for Grayson Youngs, number 6.
Easy. Set some good screens, you look to the right spots, and then they made that look awfully easy. Nice little drop from Dave and from the Shep boys.
Here's the legends now. Nicolescu with the nice behind the back. Here's Deng, number 8. Gets it back to Adigla, and he'll slow things down. Kicks it over to Youngs. Youngs will drive baseline into the corner. Here's McGock now with a head of steam. Won't go. Dollywall with the rebound, and he'll break out for the Legends. Here's Chan. Nicolescu will try for three and hits.
Well, he's played well.
The Legends.
A couple timely threes. I mean, they're down 11, but he's kept them right in there.
Nicolescu's been the catalyst
There
on
you go.
offense, and
Hey.
a big steal. Big defense for Nicolescu. Hit the big three-pointer. He'll step back, tries the deuce. It won't go. And a big rebound by Deng. There's Grayson Youngs. McGough now for three and hits. And once again, there's that versatility of Otter McGough, able to drive the baseline, drive the lane, but when you need a big shot from beyond the arc, they seem to call his name a lot.
He stepped up. Atur, very good player. Good athlete, good shooter, smart, good defender.
Poulos with a big drive by the big man, and it won't go, but he'll shoot too. But Otter McGough in last year's championship game was, as you were talking about, was grade 11. He and Keon Moore were a big part of that team.
Yep.
And you can see how Otter has really matured as a player. You can see that he's got, there's a little bit more calm to his game. It's, it's funny how 1 year can make a difference on, for both of these players.
Well, I mean, you can look to other players on Shep to that as well. If you compare even just a year ago, like a guy like Max and Grayson were, 10th graders. They were feeling their way. They were playing role guys. Now they're starters. They've had big impacts on this game. But for a guy like Atur, a little bit more maturity, and it sure helps to be healthy. Like,
Absolutely.
Having that ability to play healthy and not worrying about something, you can just see what it does for a guy's confidence. Boy, that about scraped the roof.
I was going to say that one was just about had snow on it.
Yeah, they were just checking out to see if the new ceilings they put in were as sturdy as they looked.
making sure the paint's dry.
Yeah, is that dry up there? Yeah,
You bet.
Let me shoot one.
1:20 to go here in the third quarter. Men's championship game 2017 Totem Hoop Classic, and here come the T-Birds. And Peter Deng, number 8, who's had talk about playing a role. Peter Deng has been kind of that sixth man energy guy for the T-Birds, and he's filled that role beautifully, both here early in this second half and in the first half. Here's Nicolescu, kicks it back out. Dollywall now. Nicolescu now with the open three. Won't go. Rebound now by number 2, Atigla. Atigla now to Deng. He'll drive the lane. Won't go. Big rebound by the T-Birds. The putback won't go. Here's Dollywall. That's Aryan Dollywall, number 6.
What you see right now with the Shep guys is the lineup they have. They can switch just about everything. You have a pretty versatile lineup. If they're setting screens like
you can
Lillian
play big or small, literally.
Yeah, they're switching all 5 spots. That makes it really tough.
And the near lay-in by Nicolescu. Sorry, Steve.
No, you're okay. You're not creating any disadvantages. You're not getting a guy like, say, Max away from the basket where he might not feel as confident. You just saw they set an on-ball, and they switched that quite comfortably. So this is a tough lineup I think, for Lillian right now, because you got a lot of versatility on the floor for Shep.
Otter McGough. McGough steps off the floor, takes a breather. Dave Young's having a chat with him. Nicolescu shooting his second. But as we mentioned, it's that versatility of that T-Bird lineup where you can play. You can bring in Patrick, you can play big and slow things down, play half court.
Yep.
Or you can run the floor with athletes like Otter, and there's the three-pointer, and there's that maturity we talked about with Keon Moore. Last year he was taking a lot of threes, a lot of wild threes. That one he had no choice on, but Keon was Keon was the type of player last year who was, sort of had that shoot first mentality.
Yeah.
Now he's looking, now he's more about looking for that open man on the floor.
Yeah, he seems to settle into a little bit more of a distributor. Last year he was a lot more offensive minded. As you take a couple of the looks here from the clips,
there's a tear right down low, and that he's really just been Mr. Versatility all night.
Absolutely. If you're looking at what they've been doing, Lillian Osborne's had a little bit of zone coming at Shep. So if you want to break up a zone, you got to get to the rim and penetrate. You also got to enter it into the high post and bring those guys in. So Atur is kind of the perfect guy right now at this level. He can catch at face. He can go one-on-one. He's a good shooter. So he's a guy that's going to give a zone like the one Lillian's throwing at them a lot of trouble. On the Lillian side of it, you know, I mean, you want to try and keep being aggressive. If there's open shots, you got to take it. You got to get up into passing lanes. I mean, you watch right here. That's too easy. Like Grayson makes a good move, and he penetrates and kicks to Atur. But if you're Lillian and you want to get into this game again, you're going to have to make a bigger effort to probably get in those passing lanes and then contest jump shots, because if the Shep guys are going to shoot uncontested jumpers for the rest of the game, then I think we probably know how this is going to end.
I was going to say you'll be starting the bus early. But Dave Young's, of course, like as we talked about earlier this evening, Aiden Bowman, the Bears, we want to congratulate our women's champions, the Totem Hoop Classic women's champions, the Aiden Bowman Bears. They won 53-49 earlier this evening in a very good contest between the Bears of Saskatoon and the St. Albert Skyhawks and it's almost, you know, the two games are somewhat similar. Of course, Aiden Bowman from Saskatoon in the women's game had a big lead going into the fourth quarter and even expanded that lead to 16 points. And St. Albert got to within 2, and we were in for one. You know, we were treated to a wonderful finish tonight here in the men's final. You know, maybe we could be set up for another classic finish. T-Birds are up by 13, 61-48. There's a good look at some of the basketball fans here at the palatial T-Bird gym. And so it's setting up where, as we said, anything can happen in high school basketball. But the one guy for Lillian Osborne that is, if they're going to come back, Rele Oromalade,
he's got
number 10 of the Legends. They've got to get him going. They've got to get him open looks, open shots, and get him hot.
Well, he's gotten into a little bit of foul trouble, and I know that's tough because it really disrupts the rhythm. But you can see he's gotten a couple ones. You know, he got the charge call where Grayson stood in there and took the charge. You could tell he was a little deflated from that. So for him, he's got a quarter, he's got 10 minutes, he's got to forget about what happened, and he's got to get out there and find some sort of rhythm, because that was what he had in the first quarter, and that's kind of gone away.
Dave Young's going to his bench early in the fourth quarter. That's number 10, Aware, the grade 10, 6'4" grade 10 player, the rookie, guilty of the hold. 13-point lead, Kevin Donnan with ICU Video, along with Steve Sir, our analyst. So great to have you along with us here on YouTube, across the internet, and want to thank everyone for joining us in literally all week and all weekend. From Thursday we began our coverage, ICU Video, and we're so glad to be part of this tournament again for another year in our first Procast.
Nice pass.
What a pass by Keon Moore down to Peter Dang, and it's been these two in this second half that have really driven things for the T-Birds. Otera's Magog has been fantastic, but Dang and Keon Moore can also have their names mentioned without question. Big drive by number 11, Jaden Dollywall. T-Birds lead by 15. Here live from the T-Bird gym. Ross Sheppard High School, of course, celebrating its 60th anniversary. 25th anniversary of this tournament. And here we are with the men's final. As we mentioned, the Aiden Bowman Bears of Saskatoon won the women's championship earlier tonight with a 53-49 victory over the St. Albert Skyhawks. And here, Ross Shep is 9 minutes away from winning their own preseason tournament, something they weren't able to do last year. But they're certainly on their way right now and looking good doing it. But Lillian Osborne, and here's the open three, and it won't go.
Tough roll.
I was going to say tough roll
like
for the
Albert
rookie.
Roll, yeah.
Exactly. That's what we saw all night for the Skyhawks in the women's championship game. There's Ora Malade, and there's the trip called. So the Legends will maintain possession. It is actually a shooting foul, so it is a tripping call. As we mentioned, Dave Young's using his bench a little bit. Stian Gleddy from grade 10, 6'1" forward, rookie. So Dave Youngs, as you mentioned, using a lot of his bench. And there's Oramalade, the dirty work down low. Keon Moore looking for a charge. Didn't get it, but he'll go. Beautiful pass by Keon Moore. And Emmanuel Green, number 13, the 6'4", grade 11 for the T-Birds. So now, as we mentioned, Dave Youngs using that bench. And, of course, the T-Birds blessed with a great deal of young talent. A real nice mix of both. And good work down low, Nicolescu and Polos. And the lead is 11. Here's Moore trying to find that dagger, trying to finish things off. Here's Nicolescu now. And he'll take the lay-in, the easy lay-in for two. I've really been impressed with Nicolescu.
Yeah, he's kind of just been Johnny on the spot with this. When they've needed a little bit of push, it's started from him. He's hit some timely shots. He's got to the rim at important times. So I think for him, he's been their most consistent guy tonight.
Big rejection, number 23. Matt Poulos said, "Get this stuff out of here." Aware. Thought he'd cash in the big block by the big guy, number 23. Matt Poulos, who's been busy at both ends of the floor. He's had to drag Max Petrick up and down the floor a few times tonight, and that's no fun. You're driving, and that's very, very pretty. Emmanuel Green, the 6'4", grade 11, with the nice spin move in the lane. And speaking nice move down the baseline. Nice. While we're being treated to some basketball now. Number 6, Aryan Dhaliwal with the nice move down the baseline. 9-point lead. Oh, and here we go. Now we're starting to see the players. Some beautiful basketball here at the T-Bird Gym. Madit Louith. Now what are we going to get from Lillian Osborne? Here's Dhaliwal with the step back. Some great stuff between these two teams. Dave Youngs, the head coach of Ross Shep. Head coach for 26 years. Sonny Such on the other side. Shep now. Top of the key. Louith drives the lane. Over to the rookie for two, and that's number 5, Stian Gleddy. 6'1", grade 10. What do you think? His heart's pounding hitting that one?
I think it was pounding when he shot it. Yeah, that's for sure.
You're in grade 10. It's Saturday night.
It's the fourth quarter.
It's the fourth quarter of a pretty big game, and you make that open look.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't. Those last few steps down the floor were just a blur.
Yeah, for sure. Good for him getting in there and finding that spot.
Jaden Dhaliwal, number 11. And it'll go. That's his first. He makes his first of 2. 10-point lead for Shep, 6:06 to go. So glad you're along with us here. Here in Edmonton's birthplace of basketball, the legendary T-Bird Gym, which was in place it already had legendary status for 59 years or 58 years. Then a big refurbishment, and congratulations to the project team and the entire school for just an amazing place. Oh, there's a charge called on Madit Louith. And that's draws the charge, so Lillian Osborne now down by 9. 9 points in high school basketball with over 5 minutes to go is not a lot. Nicolescu's like
tough bounce.
Tough bounce for Nicolescu, who's just absolutely, has rarely left the floor and has really been the linchpin here for the Legends. Here we go now. T-Birds far side. There's Gleddy down low. Down in the paint, and Nicolescu with the big steal, the point guard. Don't tell him the Legends are out of this thing by 9. Nicolescu's no give up in that kid. Here's Dhaliwal down low. Beautiful play by Dhaliwal into Matt Poulos. No mistake. And Lillian Osborne cuts the lead to 7. Here's Grayson Youngs now. Thought about stepping back for the 3. Poulos now goes off his hand. Shep will retain possession, 13 on the shot clock. 5:02 on the game clock here in the fourth quarter. Number 3, Medit Luith, will inbound. And here we go. Dave Youngs now bringing out the big fella, Max Petrick. Number 15, the 6'10" center in grade 11. And now Young's going back to that more veteran lineup. Ater Magok is out there. Young's number 6. So Dave Young's content to go a little bit more with the veteran lineup down the stretch here. Timeout called. So if you're Dave Youngs, you've seen your lead cut in half, essentially. You're only up by 7 now. What's Dave Young's, as we take a look at the huddle here, Dave moving into the middle there, trying to make his way. What's he telling his kids right now?
I'd probably say settle down. You know, do the things that got you to where you are. As you're seeing Nicolescu get out there on the break and get back to the rim. They've seen a little sped up, and I know you were trying. You were giving some minutes to some of your younger guys. And giving them some run at this and seeing how it was going. But it became a lot more one-on-one, and that seemed to play into what Lillian wanted to do more rather than Shep. You see right here a really nice move from Arjun.
Beautiful step back.
Yeah. So, but if you're Shep, you got to go back to what got you here. You maybe make it more of a deliberate pace. You maybe have cut down on the amount of dribbles and get back more to the ball moving and finding the people that are open.
And if you're Sonny Such on the at the other end of the floor for the Legends, what are you telling your guys now, especially just under 5 minutes to go, 4:55, you're down by 7. What's Coach Such telling his players?
Well, one, you better leave it out there. Like, I think
Sure.
the Lillian guys have done a much better job in the last few minutes, especially of making plays. Now, with this lineup for Shep now, the initial play is going to get taken away. You're going to go one-on-one, and they're going to send some good help. So now you got to be able to find guys and probably just start to knock down some shots. From there, you got to clean up on the rebounds, and right there, like, they're doing a good job of closing down the passing lane. So to have a shot at this, they got to continue to be consistent with that.
Fresh 24 for Shep. We'll get the call here. Possession change, but we're going to try and get the call.
No rim on that, and they did a shot clock reset.
Okay, so it was a shot clock reset. We're a little bit away from the scorer's table, so we don't get to hear some of those calls. So we try our best from this vantage point. There's the 3 for Nicolescu, won't go. So it was a shot clock. Was a shot clock issue. So here's Grayson Youngs. Kicks it into the corner for Gleddy. Gleddy now. Here's Youngs, number 6. 8 on the shot clock. Will drive, and it won't go. But he'll shoot 2. Oramalade will check out. Anderson Chan for the Legends will come back in by the looks of things.
I wonder if that's 4 or 5.
I'm wondering if that could be the end of Rele Oramalade's night. Yeah. It's hard to say that the T-Birds have 5 fouls.
Might be. Gets a little bit ticked.
Oramalade got into foul trouble early, and we did not see him for a good chunk of the third quarter now. There's a step back shot, and silky smooth Medit Luith for 2. And the T-Birds are up by 9. Arjun Dhaliwal, number 6, over to Jaden Dhaliwal, number 11. Good ball handling there. Beautiful lay-in with the left hand by Jaden Dhaliwal. Legends still hanging around. 3:30 to go. T-Birds up by 7. Here's Keon Moore, the veteran. Ater Magok, the other veteran of this T-Bird team. He'll drive the lane, cut across, won't go. There's Max Petrick battling with Dhaliwal. Here's Nicolescu. Open 3, and Nicolescu for the Legends. Hits from downtown. 4-point lead now. Big turnover for the T-Birds and the Legends with possession under 3 minutes. 4-point game. As we said, anything can happen. Don't move a muscle. Stay right here. This ICU video procast. Here's Nicolescu. 6 to go on the shot clock. Nicolescu for 3 and hits it. Legends within 1. Lillian Osborne now. Nicolescu with the big tray. T-Birds up by 1.
Tough shot.
No shot, and I'll tell you, Nicolescu had to rescue the ball from half court. Stepped up, and we'll get this replay. But like you say, big shot and a big timeout. And boy, is the Legends bench, boy, they're alive right now thanks to Andre Nicolescu. And let's take a look at a couple of these shots because Nicolescu getting, look at the teammates around Nicolescu.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, exactly.
Yeah.
No kidding. And there's, right, the dolly walls, both Arjun and Jaden have been such a big part of this Legends second half, really throughout the game. Both of these players have just made some great individual plays. There's Poulos down low.
There's been some really nice one-on-one stuff.
Beautiful basketball.
Guys are getting into the lane, creating, like you see here with Jaden, tight with his handle. He's getting into the lane. He takes a little bit of contact. That's really what kept Lillian in the game was their ability to break guys down off the dribble. And now you're seeing Nicolescu. That's a really tough shot.
That is. And you know something about shooting threes, especially, when you've got that guy right in your face. And Nicolescu, was as smooth as glass on that one. So here we go. Boy, where would you rather be than right here with ICU video? 2.5 minutes to go. The 2017 Men's Championship game, the Totem Hoop Classic, right here from the palatial Thunderbird Gym. The Ross Sheppard T-Birds lead by 1 over the Lillian Osborne Legends, 73-72. And what a great way to open this brand new gym with this preseason tournament now. Lillian Osborne looking to take the lead here on this possession. There's Poulos. Kicks it back out to Dollywall. Now Poulos will try the lane. Good defense by Petrick there.
Nice hands. Really nice hands from Max to help down on that post up.
Keon Moore now, the veteran point guard for the T-Birds. He's going to control the pace. That lay-in won't go. Here are the Dollywalls now. That's Jaden with the lay-in that won't go. Big rebound by Keon Moore. Moore now has to set the pace for the T-Birds. Going to kick it back out. That's Louith. Louith in the paint. Going to throw it back out to Bright, and the travel called on number 9, Bradley Bright, as he does a little bit of walking. And now on Lillian Osborne. Nicolescu will inbound, and the T-Birds put on the press right here. Dave Young's going with a little bit of a press. Showed press, backed away. Here's Dollywall, number 11. Screen by Nicolescu. Over to Arjun Dollywall now. These two have been dominant. The step back and the foul called. That call on number 9, Bradley Bright. Let's take a look.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Well, lot can happen.
Sure.
121.
That's a good way of getting out of that one.
Yeah.
Lot can happen.
Yeah, well, we both put ourselves there.
Sure.
Anyway,
Yeah.
here we go. Back to the 2 shots for Arjun Dollywall, number 6. So misses his first of 2. Coach Sonny Such is like, take it easy. We've still got lots of time. Mm-hmm. And we got lots of time in our ICU video procast. And Dollywall misses 2, which is heartbreaking for him, considering just how hard he's worked tonight.
He's had a great second half.
He was owed a couple of foul shots there. Keon Moore, and it won't go.
Put that lid back on the hoop, huh?
You got that right. Shep up by 1. 1 minute to go here in the fourth quarter. Anderson Chan now will try and drive the lane. Nice. Keon Moore with the steal. Out to Louis, and the big The big dunk by number 3, Madit Louis.
Boy, you can use that, huh?
I'll tell you, that's a big lift, a big, big play by the T-Birds. And we'll get this ICU video procast replay. The big steal, big veteran play by number 4, Keon Moore. Right, and there's the outlet pass. And the big dunk, the big two-hander by Madit Louis. And what a great play by Keon Moore, that steal on Anderson Chan. Chan driving the lane, and Keon Moore made the steal, the outlet to Louis, and the T-Birds lead 75-72. And do you think Sonny Such is drawing up a play where Nicolescu, they want to get Nicolescu in a spot where he can shoot?
Well, you know, he made a couple timely shots, and you know, both Jaden and Arjun Dhaliwal were making some good things happen too, but to not have Nicolescu touch the ball for a couple possessions is kind of tough. You need to keep going to the guy that has it going for you. So
you dance with who brung you know?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I think you got to go with something. It doesn't even have to be get the ball in his hands and clear out, but just find some sort of way maybe to find him a shot if it's not off of Arjun or Jaden's one-on-one. But, I mean, that's a tough play. You have someone going middle, you get stripped, and then guys are leaking out and breaking quick, because there's one thing that the Shep guys do is they get down that floor quick.
Lillian Osborne with possession. You want to talk pressure. Pressure either makes diamonds or burst pipes. 51 seconds to go. Here's an old coaching cliche there for you.
I like
Bet you never heard that one before. No. 75-72 Shep. 50 seconds to go. Lillian Osborne with the possession now. Here's Nicolescu, the rifleman for the Legends. He's going to kick it over to Dhaliwal. Dhaliwal kick it back over to Jaden Dhaliwal. Jaden and Arjun Dhaliwal all night long. There's the runner, and it will not go. Big rebound by Grayson Youngs, and there's the foul by Jaden Dhaliwal on number 9, Bradley Bright. Pretty good sequence there.
Yeah.
And Dhaliwal had to commit the foul on Bradley Bright. 28 seconds to go. Legends down by 3. On the press here. And they will foul. Arjun Dhaliwal will foul Keon Moore. And as they're in the bonus, Keon Moore will shoot 2 with 27 seconds to go here in the basketball game. Here the men's championship game of the 2017 Totem Hoop Classic. And I know that after last year, Steve, Shep wanted, they came out on a mission in this one.
Yeah.
They lost a heartbreaker last year in the championship game of this tournament, but we've still got lots to go here, and Nicolescu nearly loses the handle, but possession stays. But Ross Shep wanted to win this tournament this year.
Yeah, I mean, I was at the game last year when they played McGrath. It was a really good game. But I got to imagine that for the guys that were with the team last year, they wanted to get this. And you have the 8 seconds.
8 second violation here on the Legends following the inbound, and just lost track of time on the press. So really good coaching call by Dave Youngs to put the press on there and force that 8 second. And there's the foul by Arjun Dhaliwal. Got to take the foul. 4-point difference here. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter in the basketball game. We're sure glad you've been along with us. ICU Videos Procast coverage of the Totem Hoop Classic. Here's number 9, Bradley Bright. Makes his first of 2. Makes it a 5-point game. So it's easily now, obviously it's a
something kind of crazy.
Possession.
Has to happen,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. 13 seconds now. Legends got to bring the ball up the floor and get a shot. Here's Nicolescu with the 3, and it won't go. But I'll tell you, Andre Nicolescu, I mean, he missed that shot.
He's had a great game.
But he has had an outstanding game. I mean, certainly you and I don't get to choose, but if we had a say, we'd certainly say Andre Nicolescu was the most valuable player for the Legends in this one.
Absolutely.
And with 1 second left in the basketball game, the T-Birds are going to be happy to just inbound this one and finish things up. The Ross Sheppard Thunderbirds have won the 2017 Totem Hoop Classic Men's Championship. So the T-Birds capture their own tournament as part of this pre-Christmas, pre-holiday tradition, and what a fantastic game this was. Of course, Shep had a 13-point lead, and we talked about it, that if Lillian Osborne could get some momentum, make some shots, and definitely the Legends made it pretty interesting here at the end, Steve.
Very similar to the girls' game that we saw earlier, where you kind of felt like it could be one of those games where it's done, and Lillian would keep playing but not have the heart in it. But they found a way to claw back in it. Some really impressive one-on-one play from the Dollywall boys and from Nicolescu. So they made it interesting. They made it fun. That was
fantastic,
a really fun final.
Of a lot of fun. 77-72. The T-Birds come away, and we'll turn things over. We'll turn things over to our public address announcer, they'll hand out some of the all-star packages. They'll also name the MVP, and they'll hand out the trophies as well. So big hands all around for both teams.
On behalf of the many volunteers that run Totem Hoop, I would additionally like to thank all of our sponsors: Stadium Sportswear, Safeway, McDonald's, Mike Medical, Rock the Diploma Exam Prep, Pivotal Physiotherapy, CDI College, Reading, Java Bistro, Justin's, Basketball Alberta, and ICU Video for their awesome broadcasts all over the career. Presenting the silver medals, the Lillian Osborne Legends, is Principal Rick Bullich and Ben Feldman.
Rick Pollich, the principal of Ross Shep, going to hand out some of the hardware, the silver medals and the runner-up trophy to the Lillian Osborne Legends. And yes, Andre Nicolescu will get the first silver medal, and why not? I mean, this team left it all out there. There's a little bit of disappointment, but there's a lot of optimism if you're Lillian Osborne going forward into this basketball season, because much like from the women's game where we talked about the Skyhawks coming back from that big deficit, they showed a lot. This Legends team showed a lot of character.
Yeah,
coming back.
I think for them, the same type of thing with the St. Albert team. They showed a lot of fight, and what you want to see from your guys early on in the year is, are they going to fight and compete? If you have a team that's gonna quit on a quarter and a half, then that's an issue that you probably want to that you're going to have to address and be a little bit nervous about. But if you have a group that's going to get in there and scrap and claw even when things aren't going their way, that's gotta have you excited for the rest of the year.
And one of the things that we said that Reli Olamalade, the real catalyst for the Legends team, he got into foul trouble early.
Yeah.
That had to make a difference in terms of rotations and kind of changing what Sonny Such wanted to do, the coach of the Legends. But what a great performance by Coach Such and his team. So a lot of optimism, and we certainly want to wish Lillian Osborne all the success in the world and good luck in the 2017-2018 regular season going forward. And so Olamalade selected to the All-Star team. That's well deserved. He had an outstanding tournament. Here comes Poulos and Nicolescu and Dollywall and Olamalade to accept the runner-up trophy for the 2017 Totem Hoop Classic. So congratulations to the Lillian Osborne Legends, Sonny Such, his coaching staff, the players, and the students at Lillian Osborne. And now, on to the gold medal presentation. And it's going to be difficult finding an MVP for the T-Birds tonight, because they had a lot. I mean, really, it was a really balanced effort. I mean, Dave Youngs can be very pleased with the effort of his team and the balance that they were able to show.
Yeah, I agree. It's I was thinking about that before. If Shep wins, who do you pick? And I don't know. It's going to be an interesting choice.
There's Keon Moore, number 4. You could certainly, while Keon Moore didn't light up the scoreboard, he was certainly a big part of the T-Birds' ability to settle down in the second half. He was able to keep calm. He had a big steal at half court.
Yeah.
That was really the big turning point in the game. So at the same time where Dave Youngs was able to go to his bench a little bit, it was his veterans that really stepped up tonight.
I agree. It was the guys. I mean, this is one of the things that that is tough for the younger guys. They need some time. Like, you get into tournaments, you're a little fatigued. You're excited because it's your tournament. Guys who have experienced it tend to know what to expect. The guys who are still new to this are going to be the ones that get a little bit nervous and need that experience under their belt. So good on the guys from Shep who are a little bit older to shoulder that responsibility.
And is it me, or does Rick Polich look like former NFL head coach Jeff Fisher?
He does look
remarkably like Jeff Fisher.
It's crazy. Mr. Polich doesn't look like he's aged at all.
He says he's been here 30 years, and I was going to ask him, did you start work here when you were about 10?
Yeah, right out of 5th grade, I got a job at Shep. Really didn't want to leave a good situation. So,
yeah, good.
But he hasn't looked like he's aged at all.
No, not at all.
And he's done an awesome job.
And what a great game by Max Petrick, too, like you mentioned. You know, young player, grade 11, only really 2 years into the sport, but he was a big part of the T-Birds getting that big lead in the first half and doing a lot of work down low at both ends of the floor. So here the coaches are getting some medals, and now the championship trophy here, the 2017 Totem Hoop Classic, the 25th edition, and on this silver anniversary. And I think this is a really good choice. Madit Louis getting an all-star mention. He was fantastic tonight. He was really dominant in the second half.
Yeah, he gave him a big lift.
Grayson Youngs, number 6, is the most valuable player of this 25th edition of the Totem Hoop Classic. So congratulations to Grayson Youngs, number 6, who's the MVP, the shooting guard for this T-Bird team. And Ater and Keon Moore will accept the championship trophy.
Oh, that's awesome.
As the T-Birds, there we go, with Ater and Keon Moore accepting the trophy here as the Ross Sheppard Thunderbirds win this 25th annual Totem Hoop Classic tournament, this preseason holiday tradition here at the T-Bird Gym. And what a great scene there down at right on the floor there with the T-Birds. They'll gather up, get the traditional team photo. They come away with a 77-72 victory here in the men's championship game, and we're going to be joined by Dave Youngs in just a few moments once we get him lined up, and we'll have some thoughts with the head coach here in his 26th year as head coach.
26 years.
26 years is a long time, and I'll tell you, this is what a great tradition, not only in terms of excellence in terms of basketball, but for this tournament, which is such a great event. As we said, want to congratulate the students, faculty, and staff here at Ross Shep for putting on a great 3-day show here. The tournament began on Thursday. It's been running all the way through the week, or through these 3 days, and without the hard work and dedication of the staff and volunteers here at Ross Sheppard, it wouldn't happen. But we sure want to thank everyone here for being so gracious and welcoming. And it's to the tremendous credit of this school and this department, this athletic department here at Shep. So a great evening and a great tournament wraps up here this evening. Here at Ross Sheppard. Of course, Lillian Osborne getting their silver medals, and now we're about to be joined by Dave Youngs. And Dave, Kevin from ICU Video up here from our broadcast location. And first of all, congratulations on winning this tournament. Quite a performance. You were able to go to your bench in the second half, but it was your veterans that really stepped up at the end of this game.
Yeah, I thought Keon Moore really made a huge difference for us today. He made a lot of great decisions, and defensively, when we switched him on to Relly, it made a big difference in our defense, especially in the first half.
And I mean, got to give credit to the legends in Lillian Osborne. I mean, there was no quit in that team. You had a 13-point lead, and they really clawed back. What did you tell your guys during that critical timeout in the fourth quarter?
Well, I was just trying to tell our guys to relax and make sure they focus on playing team defense, because sometimes we get caught up playing individual defense and trying to get into those one-on-one matchups and that macho basketball sort of thing. So I just trying to get our guys to play as a team more than we have been.
Now, and tell us a little bit about Badit Louith and just how, he got an all-star mention for the tournament, but he was a real catalyst tonight.
Oh, I think he's our best player. He's so long and athletic, and he's a very savvy basketball player. And when he makes his mind up to do something, I don't see too many guys that are going to equal his athleticism or his basketball ability.
Now, I guess final question here, Dave. I guess how do you build on this? Where do you go from here in terms of the team going into the regular season? You've got to be very pleased with the performance of the team, but moving forward, to win a city title? I mean, there's a lot of basketball left to be played. Obviously, you've got the entire season in front of you. But what does this team have to do to realize and to get a championship this year?
Well, I think we have to be, first and foremost, we have to be disciplined and try and run our systems and do them as efficiently and effectively as we can. A lot of times it's easy to get out of that and, again, try and get caught up in playing 1-on-5 or just trying to steal the ball instead of trying to do it as a team. And I think we're deep enough where we can sub in a lot of guys, and if we play our system, I think we have a good chance.
Now, one more thing, Dave. You win your own tournament, and then tomorrow morning, in less than about 5 or 6 hours, you're off to Maui.
Thank
so
goodness.
That not a bad little deal. You win the tournament, and then your wheels up at 7 in the morning. Tell us about your trip to Maui and for both teams going over. So tell us a little bit about that trip.
Yeah, we're really lucky. We have I had a connection through a man named Sherwin Payne, who is a great guy that was involved in basketball here, and he's wanted us to come there for a couple of years now, and this was the year to do it. So I think we're very fortunate to be able to be in this position to go, and hopefully we'll make a good showing for ourselves, and we'll have a lot of fun on the beach. It'll be a lot better being on the snow, that's for sure.
I was just going to say, you don't. It'll be a real treat for the athletes. It'll be a treat for you. And first of all, congratulations on winning this tournament. Safe travels to Maui, and all the best, and best of luck going ahead into the regular season.
Thank you very much, and well job with the whole Procast thing, and kudos to Rob Zitlau there too.
Well, thank you very much, Dave Youngs, and that concludes ICU Video's Procast coverage of the men's championship game here at the 25th annual Totem Hoop Classic. We are going to before we leave you here tonight, we're going to have a chat with Grayson Youngs, the MVP of the tournament. Grayson, Kevin from ICU Video, along with Steve Sir up here in the broadcast booth. Congratulations on getting the MVP. How exciting is it for this team to win this tournament?
It's awesome. It's the best feeling ever.
Yeah, and tell us, Lillian Osborne, you had a 13-point lead. Things were going, everything was going along pretty smoothly. Lillian Osborne comes back in. What was the difference for the T-Birds tonight in terms of, maintaining composure, not losing your cool? What was the difference for you guys tonight?
We played as a team, and we didn't fall apart when it went tough, and we just didn't let them come back too much. So then we just closed out.
Now, you were able to really establish a bit of a balance in terms of outside shooting early on, but then you were able to run the floor a little bit in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I guess, I mean, but I mean, take us through, I mean, some of the plays. I mean, Keon Moore made a big, tell us about that play that Keon made late in the game, that steal at midcourt.
That was awesome. It definitely helped us pull through, and we needed a bucket there to help us get our confidence back to pull through.
And one final thought. Congratulations on the MVP, and best of luck over in Hawaii. That's, I mean, the entire team, you guys aren't going to sleep tonight.
No way.
Maybe on the plane going over, but listen, congratulations. Best of luck in the regular season, and best of luck in Maui. And thanks for joining us on ICU Video.
Good job,
Thank you
Gray.
very much.
Congratulations to Grayson Youngs, the most valuable player of the 2017 Totem Hoop Classic, and that brings ICU Video's broadcast coverage of the men's championship game here at the 25th annual Totem Hoop Classic basketball tournament from the palatial T-Bird Gym at Ross Shepp High School in Edmonton. The Ross Sheppard Thunderbirds come away with a 77-72 victory over the Lillian Osborne Legends. On behalf of my partner Steve Sir and our entire ICU Video Procast crew, including executive producer Rob Zitlock, our camera guys, Dave Foley, Liam Johnson, and Matt Mosowich, and our director and switcher, Alex Testowich. We'd like to also thank everyone here at Ross Sheppard, including Brian Buczynski and Dean Wells, for all of their help in bringing you the action from the Totem Hoop Classic, and we'd like to congratulate and thank all of the volunteers who made this wonderful event happen. We also want to wish all of the teams who competed here this past weekend, as the regular season of the Edmonton Metro High School basketball season is just around the corner. Want to congratulate the T-Birds and, of course, the Aiden Bowman Bears for their championship in the women's division. Thank you again for joining us. I'm Kevin Donnan for ICU Video. Have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and good night from Ross Sheppard High School in Edmonton.